Nancy, first of all, obviously a great speech, otherwise you wouldn't be here and have a district focus. But since you're here specifically for the comp speech and getting feedback on that, a couple of things that struck me were a lot of times, especially in the second half about giving suggestions, it started off with I do this, and how can you, going back to Carlos's system, how do you be on our side, that is the audience, and treat the disease or the cancer, the situation as the other person. So if you could start the same message but start it with because of my experience or because of going through this, this is what I started doing and I found peace here. So kind of now you're siding with us and gives us a reason to relate to you better. One detail is when you do this, it's pretty loud. So be careful.
Thank you.
Other than that, I think it was a great speech.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else?
I thought that your speech was very touching and had a very personal note to it, and I very much appreciated it. One mechanical thing I noticed that you began a lot of sentences with the word and. You ran your sentences on.
Thank you.
Well, I just want to give a positive feedback from the woman point of view in the audience. So I found your message extremely encouraging. So yeah, because you can make the contrast of the hair versus the spirit. So I think that's a very important message for the woman audience. So thank you.
Thank you.
I had a couple of specific pause suggestions if you're going to sort of plan out where you want to pause and add drama. One was before you do the hair thing, it comes very early in the speech and it sort of came a little bit quickly. Now I've seen the speech before, so I don't know if that makes a difference, but I think maybe you could, after you say the statement, kind of make more of a pause there. And I think you repeated something, like you said, the hair is the best ornament, the hair, something like that. I wonder if maybe repeating the whole phrase, rather than kind of commenting on the silliness of the hair, just repeating that whole phrase might have a big impact, then kind of pause, and then you can do the dramatic reveal, as it were. And then the other one is the I was highly medicated line. At the district conference, you got a huge laugh there. It's a much larger audience. Here you kind of moved on right away, and we weren't as in a laughing mood, I guess, but making that pause there kind of tells the audience okay to laugh. Okay. So I would suggest having that pause and sort of say, "Okay, guys, it's your time to laugh now." Okay. And then you can go on, because those laughs are so important in such a heart-wrenching potential story. Yeah. Having those laughs and your great attitude and smile throughout the speech is what makes it, the audience able to relax and listen to your message. So work those laughs as you can. Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
It made me think there was another joke that had got a lot of laughs. That was the I'm good at growing things. Is there a way to foreshadow it somehow? Maybe, I don't know if it works, but if you can find a way to foreshadow that you grow things in a garden and then you come back to it, then maybe it will be even more hilarious.
Like, yeah,
I'm sorry.
Foreshadow, give advance notice that that you're leading up to it.
To the joke?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the idea.
Like if like a callback. If there was I don't know if it works.
Make a reference. Yeah, I understand what
you're
saying.
Make a reference to gardening as one of the things you do, and then when you use it as a joke, you also remember the original thing. It kind of connects.
Yeah.
So mention gardening earlier.
Yes.
Okay.
And it could would it work for others, or just me? I'm seeking logic.
I agree. Yeah. No, I hear you.
She did get a good laugh. She's got a good laugh.
No, I hear you.
From it in the past, so, but yeah, we can certainly.
Yeah, it makes a lot of logical sense, because I just kind of throw that in there and, yeah, have to explain it. Because then sometimes people have laughed, and they're not sure why they're laughing, and then when I mention the geraniums, roses, they're like, oh yeah, that's why I'm laughing. But no, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you.
Henry?
Yeah, I think the message, you got to work on the message, and using pauses to sell the message. People take away the message, and that's what they remember most of all. So I think how you frame the message, where you position the message, and how you sell it. The mention about for every I there should be a you.
Yeah, I was told that too. So I'm like, okay, how do I do that? Thank you, Henry.
All right, thank you, everyone.
Nancy, you had a couple of verb shifts. So you said something like, it was right before my surgery and I'm lying in my bed. So you got to pick one or the other. And I know some of the storytellers will say present tense is easier. So somehow get us into the present tense. You know, think back with me. I'm lying in my bed, or something like that. Maybe could work like that. Because you also had, I thought I'd try an experiment, and then I did it was going back and forth. I think in your first 3 points when you said them, I think you said eliminate the negative or something like that, and then in conclusion you said get rid of the bad. And I would just choose the same words for both so that you really link them clearly. And there was one point where you say, but I have to say, but I've learned. So there were 2 buts. And people like ands more than buts. You could maybe make those cumulative rather than opposite.
Okay.
Carlos has excellent grammar, so the only thing I caught was you said something like track my feelings all the way through instead of let's track or tracking my feelings. Here's what I thought. And you said squirmy-nesh, which I thought was a pretty cute word. Makes me kind of squirmy, a squirmy-ness, or I don't know what you had to say, but it was funny anyway. And you had about 2 you knows.